I'm trying to find Australia's favourite egg dish from all around the world. Today we're going to the US of A, corned beef hash and eggs. Corned beef hash and eggs is a really simple recipe that's kind of intended originally to be the leftovers from a corned beef dinner. You know, cabbage and potatoes and corned beef all chopped together and thrown into a pan. These are the ingredients that we're working with. Some salt and pepper, butter. This is just some deli cut corned beef, but you could use the corned beef from a can, leftover corned beef, even leftover roast beef if you wanted to. Some onion, potatoes. I've just cooked these very, very simply, peeled and put in the microwave for about 15 minutes. Eggs, of course, and a little bit of parsley to finish. I'll start by chopping my onions. You don't need to be too fastidious with this, you know, roughly chopped is fine. Now for my potatoes. These are already cooked, so I just chop these up into about 1 centimetre cubes. But if they break apart, don't worry about that at all, because to be honest, having these potatoes sort of fall apart in the pan is what makes a really good hash and eggs. This is just such a staple food. You know, you don't need a lot to flavour this. Just a little bit of leftover corned beef or something. You can even do this without the meat at all and turn it into a vegetarian dish. But I think sometimes we forget how good some of these staple foods can be. Eggs and potatoes, eggs and rice, eggs and a little bit of bread. It's all you need, really. And that's about all the prep we need to do, so let's head over to the stove. So I want to start with a pan that's going to fit all my ingredients in there. This gets served in the pot that it's cooked in, so you want to make sure, obviously, it's all going to make it to the table. Start with quite a lot of butter. Because butter is kind of the key here. There's a lot of potato there, and the potatoes will absorb that butter. So if you want it to be really kind of buttery and delicious, use a little bit more butter than you might actually be used to. I'll soften the onions. Just keep those moving for a couple of minutes. Then in with the potatoes and the corned beef. And I'll give this a mix, but you don't want to keep mixing it. Now that it's mixed together, I just want to leave that in contact with the pan to form a bit of a crust and some texture on the base there. So about 3 to 5 minutes for that to nicely brown. Now I'll turn the potatoes over. I'll make some wells in my potato mixture and then crack my eggs in one at a time. Put a lid on to set. About 3 minutes will give me set whites and still runny yolks, which is exactly how I want it. This looks pretty good, so I'll move over to the bench to finish it off. How good do those look? You can smell the butter, you can smell the corned beef and the potato as well. Just finally chop some parsley to go on top. Finish it with a bit of salt and pepper too. There we go, corned beef hash and eggs. Give this recipe a go, you will not be disappointed. And of course, vote for Australia's favourite egg dish.